and welcome to our channel again. This is Simone, and here I have my girl,
Nichole. Hi, guys.
and we are both co-founders of GEMS, which stands for Growing and Empowering Minds. I gotta say that slowly. Growing and Empowering Minds Incorporated. And our mission is to empower, educate, and to train people to move from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset.
Yes.
All right, so today's topic, what we're going to talk about is money saving tips. We always start with a scripture, and the scripture today is from Exodus. That's Exodus 4, verse 2. And it says, "Then the Lord said to him, 'What is that in your hand?' He was talking to Moses, and Moses said, 'A staff.'" A lot of times we say that we don't have the resources, we don't have what we need. But the thing is that we already have it. It's right there in our hands, and we weren't even looking at it. We overlooked it, actually. So I'm going to ask you today, what is that in your hands? What do you have in your hands? What are the tools you already have in your hands to win with money? And we're going to give you some tips today on how to save, money saving tips. Nikki?
All right. So the first four I'm going to go through, and I like this Bible verse. You know, what is in your hand? A staff. He had a piece of stick, as we would say in Jamaica, in his hand, and he was looking at it just as a stick, right? But it did so many things. It was able to help them cross the Red Sea, help the Israelites cross the Red Sea. So this, what you have, and Simone just said it, look at what you have. So the first tip, coupon. And I love me some digital coupons, especially, and I'm going to give a shout out to Kroger's. When I'm going to Kroger's, before I go, I look to see if there's on the things that I want and I need. And I start adding. I need this, I need bread. And you know, you just looking to make sure that you have coupons for your grocery shopping. I was telling Simone a story about moving from grocery shopping now to buying things. My husband and I needed some takeout food. We're tired of cooking, even though we suggest you cook. We wanted to buy some pizza, and we noticed that when we went online, it was one price. When we called, it was another price. It was cheaper to call in the pizza versus ordering online. So make sure that you are price matching. That's number 2. Do some research before you purchase an item. And I use that example, the food example, but this example can be, or this tip can be applied across the board. Research, especially if you don't need the item right away, you need to research the price, because you'll be surprised what the same thing costs at different stores. A lot of stores that price match, if you bring in the ad that shows, hey, this thing costs this at this other store, are you going to honor that? And they will do that. Most stores do that. So then you're not wasting gas driving across town to go to a cheaper store. So that is another way to save some money during this time. Another thing that we could do, even though, yeah, we coupon with our groceries and we get groceries at a cheaper rate, but you can go to the food pantry. Now most of them are mobile. You can drive up and you just put stuff in your trunk and you can drive away. So that's another way to save money. If you want to reduce your grocery bill, shift around your budget a little bit, just look at things that you can reduce that cost, and that's one of them. Go to the food pantry, and you'll be surprised some of the things that you get at the food pantry that you could definitely utilize. I'm going to give a story about my church. We have a food pantry that we get food from another church that helps us, and we get food every Friday. And I'm telling you, there are a few times I will go downstairs because we have the food pantry in the basement of our church, and I got onions, tomatoes, lettuce, spinach, when I was just getting ready to go to the grocery store to buy the exact same thing. Mm-hmm. But here it is in our food pantry at church. And I thank God for that. I'm very grateful for that. But that I saved some money there. So don't knock the food pantries. Go to the food pantries and get what you need. Especially if you're really in need, get what you need. And if you're not in need, get it and then give it to someone else too. Because we're all about sharing and helping others. So make sure that you look out for others, even when you're going to the food pantry. My last tip is buy on the clearance rack. Doesn't it hurt you when you bought something at full price and then 2 weeks later, the same thing is like 50% off?
Mm-hmm.
Did you use that thing 2 weeks within the 2 weeks that you bought it? No. So go to the clearance rack first. I have no shame in my game when I go into the stores. Right to the back of the store. The ladies in the store or the men in the store say, hi, how are you doing? I'm fine, I'm good, I know where I'm going. Right to the clearance rack. Because you will find the same things and things that you need and things that cost double the price just a few weeks ago that's now half off. And that's a way to save money. And when I say save money too, because people might say, well, why are you even shopping to begin with? I'm talking in terms of you need a pair of pants to go to work. You need a shirt to go to work. Go and you have to get this. Go into the store, go to the clearance rack, see if you can get the pants and the shirt that you need. 9 times out of 10, it's there. It's there and you can get it for that price. All right, so again, coupon, price match, go to the food pantry and buy on the clearance rack.
You know, to add to your point, Nikki, about clearance, you can add coupons sometime to your clearance. So yeah,
Yes.
that's even like a
Double
double
saving.
bonus.
Hey,
One
have
of
you
the
ever
things,
watched, oh, before you go, have you ever watched extreme couponing on TLC?
oh Lord have mercy, yes.
And you wonder, these people have bills up to $800. Comes all the way down to $15. But that's like focus and dedication that
Yes.
you need to get that. And that's how this money saving tips, you have to be focused and dedicated to save that money.
Yes. I once heard that the true cost of an item is 10% of the retail value. So if it's for $10, and when you see, and the cost is 10% is what, $1?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so.
Wow.
And that's why sometimes it floors me sometimes. Sometimes I go and I see things on the clearance rack, $100 and something, and you see it for like $10, $15, and you're like,
how they making
you're losing a lot of money. But guess what? The people before you, the hundreds of people before you, they already bought the item. So the store needs to get this one off the shelf, and they just mark it down 90%, 80% off. They have already made their money. The people who buy it for full retail value, they already paid for the item. So they're good. So that's why, call me a cheapo, call me whatever you want to call me. But guess what? And I'm like you too, Nikki. Any store that I go to, the clearance rack, shout out to Kroger again. Kroger doesn't sponsor us, but I was telling Nikki that I'm going to go in my Jamaican lingo. When I go to Kroger, they call it the woohoo aisle. If you see it on the yellow labels one. But I call it the Ray Ray aisle. So when I go into Kroger, the first place I head with my cart, the Ray Ray aisle, because they got some markdown stuff, marked down, not expired items there that can be used. So again, no shame in our game because we're doing everything that we can to save money. Yes. One of the things that what I like is wholesale clubs, like the Costco's, the BJ's, the Sam's Club. And just to give you an example, like this week we went grocery shopping. Oil, you can get a 2-pack, 3-quart oil at Sam's Club, $7 and change. If you don't believe me, just go on their website. Parboiled rice, if you eat parboiled, white rice, whatever it is, but I'm just giving you examples. 25 pound, $9 and change. comparing to the regular grocery stores, you're paying between 75 and 75 cents and a dollar per pound. So that's $25. You're paying like 2-3 times the amount versus when you go to the wholesale clubs. Another example, toilet paper and paper towel, they're nowhere to be found, but just an example, the 45 pack is $20, and the same toilet paper and the 15 roll paper towel is $20, same. Versus if you go to the grocery store, it's way more expensive. So if you do the math, it's way cheaper going to Sam's Club, Costco, BJ's. It's worth it. Within 1 or 2 shopping trips, you can get back your return on investment, that $45 or $55 you pay for the membership. Number 6, we have go to Aldi. Aldi, you put your money in the cart and you go, you buy your groceries. You can find the same, and the brands, I mean, it's decent. The same big box labels is the same thing that you find in the store, just with a different brand. Exactly. Just with a different label. Good quality food for a lower price. Another money saving tip, utilize your library. I can't stress this enough. Use the libraries. I remember a couple years ago, shout out to Nichole if you're watching. I remember she's saying, we were talking about money saving tips in one of our discussions. Remember she's saying like, why you keep buying books, Simone, over and over? Why can't keep buying books? Why not utilize your library? And guess what? When I checked out my library, I can find almost the same books. So use your library. That's why you pay your taxes. They have online books. They have apps like RB Digital, Hoopla, Overdrive. Those apps connected through your library, you can get ebooks. You can get music online, stream music online. You can stream movies online. What else? Magazines. Believe it or not, magazines, the big magazines that everybody like to read, Entrepreneur, Oprah, Financial Magazine, Cosmetology, whatever your flavor, it is there. Audio books, you name it. So utilize your library instead of purchasing these items. Do you know that some of your libraries, they have hotspots? I didn't know that until the other day. I was on my library website and I'm like, what? Hotspot? So you mean if I don't have internet, I can go to my library? Yes, you can. So utilize your library to get hotspots, to rent them out or borrow them. My favorite of all time, money saving tips. Go to the dollar store, or we would say, go to the dollar store. Go to the dollar store. Believe it or not, you can find some nice things at the dollar store, but be very careful. The dollar store sometimes can be evil. You go in there for 2 items, and then the cashier said $20.55. You're like, huh? You went in there for 2 items, but utilize the dollar stores. I go in there and I can find the regular tin condensed milk for $1. If you go to the regular supermarket, you're paying $1.99.
Yes.
Why not? A bag of peas. By the way, I can't find peas. I go everywhere, I can't find peas. So now I got to spend more than $1. That's how cheap I am. I remember one day we were on the road grocery shopping. $3 stores I went to. Shout out to Dollar Tree. And I can't find any peas at all. But anyways, moving on. So yeah, why not? Nikki said, why did I put this one there? But I'm going to say it. So if we live like way up yonder, they said down yonder. We live way up north, way up north. There's no Tasty, there's no Juicy Beef Patchy near us, or even, yeah, none of that. Yeah, all the Jamaicans, you know what we're talking about. Or I'm sorry, in America we say beef empanada or chicken empanada, but we're not talking about empanada today. We're talking about Jamaican Tasty and Juicy Beef Patty. But where we live, we don't have none of that. We don't even have golden crust here. But sometimes if you go to the dollar store, the freezer section, Dollar Tree, that is, you'll find the golden crust patties, the beef and the chicken patty. So no shame in my game. I stack up because I have no other choice.
And I'm excited to get that patty. I'm excited. Give us a little bit of home, but
Yes,
get it for a cheap price too.
that's right. That's right. All right, last but not least, buy store brand over name brand products. They are actually both the same. And if you do your research, surprisingly, most of what is the store brand products are made where the name brand products. Sometimes they're made in the same manufacturing facility.
Mm-hmm.
If you do your research, you'll find it. So compare the store brand and the name brand. Of course, you test the quality and then stick for the store brand. Because sometimes you get better bargain there.
Yeah, now those are good tips, especially buying the store brand versus the brand name. So a few more tips to here is to unsubscribe from paid content. I hear this a few times, and I've seen it. People say that unsubscribe from your Netflix, your Hulu, your Pandora, and they're like, "But what's if that's the only thing I have?" So okay, let me just clarify this. If you have cable, Hulu, Netflix, whatever else out there that's a video streaming, Apple, Amazon Prime,
Disney Plus.
yeah, you
All
have
of them.
all 6 things that are giving you the same thing. And don't tell me, no, Nikki, it's different on Disney, on Amazon, and Hulu, and Netflix. No, how often are you watching TV? So you have these 6 things in your house that you're paying subscription to. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. Choose the best one, the one you watch the most. If it's Netflix, then choose Netflix. If it's your cable and you get a good price for it, choose one. Unsubscribe from multiple paid content that you're not using. I know LeBron James, he had Pandora and he has the free version. Now LeBron James is a millionaire. And
multi-millionaire.
he refused to buy a paid membership to one of those streaming. He said, "Why? I'll sit and listen to the ads." Multi-millionaire, and he's doing
Why
that.
not?
Why do you need to pay a $4.99 if you're on this journey? If you're on this journey to get out of debt, you're on this journey cycle. Here is a money tip for you: unsubscribe to paid content you're not using. Some other things that we can do, especially during this time, is make your own mask if you know how to make it. If you have the resources and you can sew, do some things around that you can reduce costs. And so instead of going out and buying a mask and I've seen them from as $3.99 up to like $25 for some of these masks, make your own. That way you can save some money here. The last thing is use what you have in your cupboards and closets. I did say that we were tired of cooking and we wanted to go out and eat. But again, I went to my pantry and looked at stuff that was in there and was able to come up with a nice meal. Didn't have to go out and get anything. It was just all there in the pantry. And you'd be surprised. I know during this time, a lot of us are cooking more. And so utilize what's in your pantry, utilize what's in your cupboards, utilize what's in your closet, and be creative with it. Be creative with the food. Somebody that I've cooked soul food, Mexican food, you name it, I did it because everything was in my pantry. And I thank God for that too. And again, use what's in your closet. Repurpose some of your clothes. So use what's in there. This saying is a Jamaican saying that say, Granny used to say, take your hand and make fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Make fashion out of some of these things that you have already in your closet. So use what you possess and make things that you'll find ways to make things. You'll be so creative with things. You could cut up this t-shirt. You could just do something different if you feel like you don't want to wear the same old t-shirt. Don't go and buy a new one. Just make it look different, right? So
Repurpose.
yeah, those are ways to save money, and also probably ways to start a business.
There you go. Yes.
Yeah, ways to start a business. So repurpose what you have in your home.
All right, so we are pretty much finished. So we went through a couple tips. If you don't remember, just go ahead and listen to it again. Yeah, we go from there. So Nikki, you want to close us out, please?
Yes, so thank you again for listening to us today. Again, it was money tips and how we can save money during this time. So remember to like, subscribe, and follow us on all social media handle at prized_gems_inc. We're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Follow, like us, and see you in the next video. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.